Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across the country. I'm Jay.
I'm Alex. Yeah.
And we're going to start with our first story in Thailand that's going to talk about politics. Now, Thailand's main opposition party faces uncertainty in the wake of court ruling. Now, this is a story I went through yesterday in brief detail, but we have some more information regarding the Move Forward Party. Thailand's principal opposition faces potential dissolution after Kun Ruang Krai filed a petition to the Election Commission following a constitutional court ruling that the party's efforts to amend the Lesmiji State Law, Section 112 of the Criminal Code, indicated an intent to undermine the constitutional monarchy. This action leverages Section 92 of the Political Parties Law, which mandates the EC to seek party dissolution through the Constitutional Court if evidence suggests an intent to overthrow the monarchy, barring party executives from election participation for 10 years, which means that everyone's favorite, Pitalim Jadranrat, would not be able to stand for the next 10 years. The EC received similar requests from another lawyer, while MFP plans to challenge any dissolution case, asserting readiness to defend its position. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is it's a tried and true policy. They've done this before. They've dissolved when it was the Future Forward Party, I think. Right. So this is not the first time that they've attempted this strategy. But the question is, how long will the public accept that? Because he's such a popular guy.
And not exactly, but something similar happened with another popular figure in politics with Thanathorn, who was the Pita before Pita.
Right. Yeah. So it seems like there's a trend of these figures rising to the top and getting in trouble in the same kind of way. But yeah, I guess we'll see what the future for them holds. But for now, on to our next story. There's an interesting collaboration between Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party. They've actually come together on the process for how the constitution should be reformed. So Thailand's prominent political parties, Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party, or MFP, are collaboratively proposing amendments to the country's Referendum Act to facilitate the process of constitutional reform, addressing the obstacles presented by the current law, which is seen by many as a remnant of the military-led National Council for Peace and Order's influence. Both parties have submitted separate draft bills aiming to modify the act to address three main issues: the double majority requirement, the inflexibility of scheduling referendums alongside general elections, and the ban on online voting. These reforms are geared towards simplifying the Constitution amendment process, reducing the cost of multiple referendums estimated at 10.5 billion baht, and ensuring broader and more accessible participation in the democratic process. The drafts, supported by the significant endorsements from both parties, are expected to merge into a single bill for parliamentary debate, with an expedited review in anticipation of the approaching end of the current House term. Some cooperation between the big parties. Well, what do you think? They're coming together to agree on the way we can reform the Constitution going forward.
Well, easier said than done. I think they're going to come together and take a long time to come to like a general consensus, but we're just going to have to wait and see if it actually happens.
For sure. It does seem more procedural too, but it does seem like the thrust of this is to try and get more political participation out of the population, and I think that's generally a good goal to strive for.
Very good alliteration there, by the way.
Did I hit it?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding Thai food. Now, we all love Thai food, but careful the next time you have mukata, because the Ministry of Public Health in Thailand has issued a stark warning about the health risk associated with popular Thai barbecue-style dining, mukata. A survey by the Department of Health Service found that 32.1% of people frequently enjoy these all-you-can-eat buffets, which have been linked to unhealthy eating habits, predisposing patrons to chronic diseases. The identified risks include excessive consumption of high-fat meals, potentially formalin-contaminated seafood, overindulgence in sugary sodas, improper use of chopsticks leading to bacterial infections, and the general tendency to overeat. These habits contribute to increased risk of diabetes, hypertension, and other health issues. The MPH advises adopting healthier eating practices, such as increasing vegetable intake, choosing water over soda, using separate chopsticks for handling raw and cooked foods, and thoroughly cooking food while eating it. They also recommend limiting mukata outings to no more than twice a month. I'm not going to lie, everybody loves mukata.
Yeah.
Mookata is huge in Thailand. Our own resident expert Zombie has Mookata at least twice a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is bad news for Zombie. I think she
Yeah.
doesn't like to hear this, but boy, I don't know. I was looking at that. It's always the cooking meats in front of you thing. That's not a thing in Western culture. It's such a big thing here in Asian culture.
I always when I came to Thailand, that was like such a genius idea. Let's make people pay to cook their own food. It's so good,
Like,
and then we'll just clean up after. It's such a genius idea.
It makes sense, but come on, it's fun. I love the culture of it. Like, I do enjoy doing it, but make sure you cook your food all the way through, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, moving on to our next story. We got a bombshell for you because an IED went off in Pattaya with one man narrowly escaping. Yeah, it's a strange one. So in Pattaya, a motorcycle taxi, Kun Suit, narrowly avoided injury when he encountered two improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, concealed within a traffic cone on Beach Road. One of the bombs exploded as he moved the cone, used to mark his parking spot, but fortunately he and nearby tourists were unharmed. So it discovered the second device inside the cone and alerted the authorities, leading to the arrival of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal (EOD) team, who safely disposed of it. The incident occurred in front of a hotel close to the Mung Pattaya police station. Police are investigating, suspecting the bombs were placed by teenagers intending to target a rival group, but abandoned due to a nearby police checkpoint. And this is not the first one. Apparently, another cannabis shop owner had his friends throw a bomb in ex-friends. They're not friends anymore. So some improvised explosive devices apparently making their way onto the scene. So be careful out there.
Yeah.
Rival youths.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next story actually takes us to Russia and Israel. Well, not really takes us to the country, but a story between Russians and Israel.
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, here we go. The controversial Russian-Iraq saga continues as the band makes it safely to Israel. Now, the Russian rock band, By 2, known for the critical stance on Russia's actions in Ukraine, has safely departed Thailand for Israel, avoiding the threat of deportation to Moscow over alleged allegations of working without proper permits in Phuket. This move was facilitated by Thai authorities after human rights activists raised concerns about the potential repercussions the band members could face if returned to Russia, with some members holding dual Russian-Israeli citizenship and having previously lived in Israel. The band opted for Israel as their destination to escape possible punishment in Russia. Their departure was confirmed by both the Deputy National Police Chief Kun Surashet and the band's Facebook page, signaling a resolution prioritizing human rights over the legal quandaries initially posed by the situation in Thailand. Well, Thailand, priding itself in always being neutral, in this one actually took a stance and did something.
Yeah, it was an interesting. I mean, they're pretty prominent figures, so this was going to be big news no matter what. And I find it fascinating. First of all, did you know there's about 1 million Russian Israelis or something like that?
I had no idea that was a thing.
Huge, and so it's interesting to me that both of their nationalities, both of their citizenships, are caught up in conflicts around the world. So they gotta. It's hard to have like your honest opinion out there as a public figure for fear of deportation and repercussions in your home country. So good for them. They got out of Thailand safely. Good on Thailand for not forcing them back into harm's way.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, I got one last one for you guys. Okay, so buckle up for this wild ride. We have a disgruntled worker and his naked and afraid boss.
Uh-oh.
A weird one. So in a dramatic escape from an attempted murder in Buriram, Thailand, Deputy District Chief Kun Rojanin survived an attack by his subordinate, Adul, who was enraged over a rejected sick leave request. The incident unfolded in Rojanin's rented room when Adul, armed with a gun, attempted to shoot him after demanding Rojanin to lie on his bed with a pillow over his face. Rojanin managed to disarm Adul during the struggle, resulting in a shot being fired but missing both men. Rojanin then fled to seek help, dressed only in his underwear and carrying the assailant's gun, which led to confusion when he sought assistance from a local store owner. Adul was arrested the following day, claiming his violent act was driven by desperation over health issues and denied leave by Rojanin, who suspected Adul needed to provide a medical certificate. Rojanin, who noted Adul's history of taking frequent sick leaves and suspected alcohol influence, expressed no personal grievances against Adul. Adul now faces charges including unauthorized possession of a firearm, trespassing, and attempted murder, with potential penalties ranging from fines to imprisonment. pretty wild. Like, yeah, imagine this guy, the boss running out like willy-nilly. He's just in his underwear. He's disarmed the guy, so he's got his gun. He's just running around screaming, "Help! Help!" And people are like, "Oh my God, he's got a gun and he's naked."
Oh no.
It's a terrifying scene, but fortunately everyone's okay.
It's a
We'll see
classic
what
only
happens.
in Thailand story.
I guess so.
But I mean, how far are you willing to go if your boss denied you a holiday?
I don't know. Let's find out, shall we, Jay? But yeah, that was a pretty wild one. I thought that would be fun. Anyways, hopefully this guy gets the help he needs.
I think things like this in America are different in the sense where, like, you know, you could ask your boss as in like, "Hey, can I have a holiday on Thursday?" And he's like, "No." And it's like, "Well, I guess I'm just calling in sick then, aren't I?"
Yeah. That's I guess that the thought didn't occur to him. But it seems like it was a problem for him. Like it was frequently requesting leave. And
it's suspected to be an alcoholic.
Well, and then, you know,
allegedly
he attempted murder in the middle of the night.
and then he did,
He's probably not well.
He did attempt to murder the guy who didn't give him a holiday.
Yeah, poor guy. But fortunately, boss is safe. A duel is being
the day
dealt
before.
with.
It's like, well, if he's not around, then I guess I can have my day off. I don't know.
This is getting dark, but yeah. Fortunately, everyone's okay. That's good. Anyways, I guess that'll do it. Should we get into the comments? Oh yeah.